Everything is fine here on Detention Block E23, a Star Wars podcast. I'm Mike, joined by Dustin, here to do a live watch party for the final episode. So, spoiler alert: Dustin has actually already seen it yet, but I haven't yet. I had softball, so but we wanted to still watch the last episode together.
Shitty
So,
priorities, Mudge.
what's that?
I mean, shitty priorities. You went to softball instead of watching this excellent piece of Star Wars content.
The unfortunate thing though is we only had 10 guys, so if I didn't show up, we'd only have 9 guys. So,
You could ask me. I would have came and played.
drive from Wisconsin.
Yeah, I would have flown private into, you know.
I love it. New job, you got the money to spend here, so you got a private jet that could bring you straight over to the fields. Love it. So we'll probably, I mean, obviously we'll watch the episode, so the duration of that, and then we'll probably keep it short afterwards. Just give initial reactions, how we feel, and then tomorrow we'll actually do our full podcast and review of it. So um I'm definitely curious to see how this plays out. Like we've talked about, we haven't been enjoying this, but want to see how this plane lands, if it can land at all. I'm hoping. Don't call us haters. We had someone call us a hater the other day. We're just giving our true opinions. We look at it as we love Star Wars so much that we want great content to keep the franchise going. How about that?
I just feel
Uh,
like being called a hate, like calling someone a hater is just carte blanche to say that you don't like what I like. So you know,
well, isn't that hypocritical? Because then aren't you saying, like, if someone says you're haters, aren't you hating on that person for hating or something, or for what you think is hating?
and again, I'll say this for the millionth time. I'll say it for the millionth and one time. We did not go into the show wanting to dislike it.
Mm-mm.
Well, and not even after and during some of the weird political things. We
Right.
don't care. So
Yeah.
anyway,
We'll get this going though. I just want to make a couple predictions. I want to see if they come true. One prediction, I think Soul will die. Another prediction, either Osha or May will die. I'm predicting Vernestra has some kind of, I don't know, dark side affiliation here. Um, and I feel like they're gonna hide everything from the council at the end of it. So, and we'll probably get one more possession. Somehow, someone's gonna possess somebody. So we'll see how this all plays out. We
you want
have
me
it.
to my predictions?
Go take that to Vegas right now. Um, so we're at timestamp 1:30. So if you want to watch along with us and get our reactions as we watch the episode,
Because it got with a group watch for whatever
yep,
reason. We
Disney's
actually,
failing, man. That was a fun thing, having group watch so you can make sure that you're all synced together. But that sounded really weird. But yeah, so we're at timestamp 1:30. I'll do a 3, 2, 1 countdown and then we'll go. So you can align with where we're at. Again, timestamp 1:30. You ready, Dustin? 3, 2, 1, go.
OSHA breathing heavily.
Yep. I
Nice.
got Yeah, I've got the Lucasfilm thing that just came up.
Now she's wearing her mask.
Yep, mask.
Smilo Ren. I love how he's concerned for her.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's one prediction.
Oh, that didn't take long. I thought it was going to be like OSHA possessed May or something.
But I guess he's strong enough he can avoid it, resist
So
it.
he must have had some interaction with these witches then. So Cor, hmm. But I don't know. I'm confused.
See where they are. So we go together and see who gets to her first.
You hearing some audio?
Not on yours. Oh, actually, I heard where are we?
So he's sitting there like he just told her a story. Again, in the last episode, they could have like at least made that clear that he was telling her the story.
Yeah. Yep.
And I love how she's futzing with Pip. Like she would have any idea. Yes.
Self-defense, man.
Like wasn't it
Can't
just
turn into a demon ghost and then expect.
yeah, a demon smoke monster.
So why did you tell Ocean? Why did you lie to her? Why did you blame it on me? Why did you blame it on me?
You started that fire. Everyone.
Because the Jedi invaded. Because the Jedi invaded our home. The four of you. Everyone in there died because of the four.
Hey, I locked everyone in because you invaded us. That makes sense.
My biggest regret is that I wasn't able to save people.
Your dyad.
Not sister.
You're the same person.
He's just about to tell her like what they are, and then they have her do that. And then I'm so sick of Basil. But again, how does she know how to use Pip?
So you remember.
I do like
Maybe
that.
it's like an. What did she say?
I
Maybe it's like an iPhone, you know.
mean, kind of looks like it. You know, it gives you the impression of an iPhone. Unsettling music.
I still don't understand the switch. Like, why is Osha following Keimer now? I don't understand that. I understand May more.
Because their motivations flip on a dime.
I mean, I more understand May's position here, but Osha's I don't.
That helmet looks so bad on her. Right? Like what it does.
Is this supposed to be like a new version of a vector?
Yeah, I was assume.
This is from the trailer, so they were showing final episode clips.
I do love how they're just driving through an asteroid field or like the rings of the moon. Not really.
And I just fly above it and keep an eye on her.
And again, this little, what is this freaking creature doing?
It's like a tractor beam or
That little fucking rodent. I would throw that rodent out in space.
what is it?
Then he runs away like a little bitch.
Okay, we're back at this unknown planet.
This is Brendock.
Oh, we're at Brendock
course.
again?
Or she crashes, not a scratch on her. I
Mog.
hate this.
Mog.
Senator.
I love how that's the trick. She's just like, oh, yeah, move your hand.
Head. My head, actually.
Again, her makeup looks awful. Always.
Wait, me here.
And she's got the same face.
What have you heard?
You were running a murder.
I'm keeping this internal for the moment. I have the authority to take it into action. There's no large threat.
Okay.
Both victims were dead. I'm very close to it.
So now the senator knows.
Very close. Thank you for.
Mudge, I think we're getting some background noise from you, bud.
You don't like.
I can turn it down.
You think my external.
There we go.
Now I can hear yours a little bit too.
I'd be happy to turn it down. How's that?
Good.
It's only a matter of time. Well, not if, but now.
Him. 'Cause, see, that's my problem. Like, that's clearly a writing choice
Yeah.
to say him. Because I mean, the natural thing to say would be them. Because you don't know like who it's gonna be.
Sure.
They invite you to a certain type of-
I do think this scene, he's got the best acting in the entire show with this one little bit of dialogue.
Yeah, he did well. Can you have a different facial expression, please?
If you see her ear, you can see like the like. Look, these look like dicks, little tiny. I love how she's calling the shots.
Must have had a extra wardrobe on this planet or something.
Yep. Well, before she woke up after he kidnapped her,
And killing
he went
killing
to-
all of her friends.
Yeah, and killing all her friends, which she seems to have forgot instantly. All right, this is something. Fucking stupid.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
Plagueis? Is that Plagueis?
yeah, but it's the most random fucking shit ever. Like he's just creeping around the planet. This dude's like one of the most powerful Sith Lords that's ever existed. Hey, now he can sense things through the Force. All he's got to do is put his hand up like this.
Why would you leave that thing on your ship after it just did what it did?
Guy's got the most British teeth on the planet.
I think her head is always at like a little tilt. Like this.
That's all that green paint that they put on her.
It just does not align with the High Republic Vernestra that I remember.
Like that.
And
That
I mean, a
seems-
lot can change, but still. She call it near our fortress.
Yeah,
Oh, because our home. Okay.
that's where the witches
Yeah.
was.
Intriguing music. Didn't everything explode?
Well, she basically beat the shit out of the controls from the inside.
Which don't you love that when that happened? She's like, no one's getting in or out. And then the next line was, arm yourself, prepare for battle. Like, how do you battle if no one can get in or out?
So this is they have the balconies still there, but like if you remember in the scene, like they basically completely fell. They shouldn't even be visible in the scene.
One did. I don't know if they both did both of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, they both did.
motion.
Yeah, you're right.
So again, that's just poor set design, right? You have these bridges, and they're still visible in the scene, almost exactly like they were, but they fell down. And again, the sets just look small to me.
They could have crumbled to that position and them still not fall down. Meaning the girls. So that's weird.
But this is where I tried to murder my sister. Again, she opens the door, even though she
Everything exploded, everything was destroyed.
I mean, another thing is like there were like tons of explosions. Like this place basically blew up.
Well, I thought that was the explanation of the fire too. Was electrical. Well, at least the saber dueling's cool.
Yes, the saber dueling is done very well in this show.
And I like Keimer.
I like his voice in the helmet.
Yeah, much better than the first time we heard the voice.
Yeah, that's no. I like that this scene's pretty sweet.
It's very kung fu-esque.
Do you notice that the lights? Do you see the lightsabers? They're like acting different.
Yeah, there's like holes in them.
Is that like a graphical error?
Yeah,
You see
that's
what I'm saying?
special effects.
There's like,
Yeah, how there were like holes in it.
yeah, that doesn't seem right.
No, I think that's a special effects issue.
Like his lightsaber looks awesome. Soul's does.
Unless it's intentional, like unstable. I don't know. That was sweet. Okay, yeah, I like that. That was cool.
I mean, that was very well done.
Yes.
And like there's a lot of suspense in that fight.
Keimer's moves just look really good. Does it seem like their personalities change?
Pretty much.
Mannerisms?
I grieve over a mother. So I never.
Yeah, because Soul had to tell you that story, even though you were there for almost all of it.
How about your mother failed?
I love how OSHA just knows how to fight now. Like, doing like Neo stuff.
I mean, she did start in the Jedi school.
I don't know. I don't
Why are
think
you doing a leg kick when she's on her back? A leg swipe.
again, the kung fu is cool, and that scene transition was cool.
Yeah. Vernestra.
That's a great line. I like that line a lot.
What?
And how he delivered it. Oh, they're not here for me.
Oh. His Soul Saber is doing it a little too. So I definitely think that was unintentional. I was just gonna say, why don't you use your helmet? Turn it off. Turn off your saber. There you go.
voice seems to have changed.
What's that?
His voice like kind of changed there.
Gosh, that was a emperor quote right there.
Yeah.
I want to confess what you did. I wanted to face the high council.
Bless you.
Said it. To the public.
His crimes.
I did the right thing. That's what he said. Which again, in the circumstance is seemingly true.
She was disappearing. That looks like you're getting killed.
I would have given you OSHA anyway.
Oh, now few have been powerful enough.
Very few have been that powerful, that's what he said.
I thought it had never been done before.
I did. But she was trying to get away in a puff of smoke and turn into like a monster creature. I didn't know what else to do.
While disintegrating your sister.
It seems really convoluted. He was gonna say, I loved you, even though he met you like one time. I love how Camille's just standing there. You just changing the color of lightsabers now, eh? What, you go to a workbench?
Ernestra and Mog. And a bunch of other, oh, great. So all these other people are gonna find out? What is that? Kyber crystal bleeding when that happens?
What is that?
Um,
Is that part of lore? Because I don't think I've heard or seen that.
I mean, that's what they do to turn a kyber crystal red. Because the red kyber crystal isn't natural, so it's supposed to be done with like anger, pain, and everything.
Same look on her face every single time.
Every time.
I mean, look, this set looks just so small.
This must be where she fell to.
Yep. My question is, how do you get sucked in that core tunnel? Like it's like on the wall. Like there's no fan or anything sucking something in.
I'm curious how she know. I mean,
What if she just took off running? She didn't really explain anything.
weren't they supposed to do a 5-click perimeter?
I guess they're not very good at following orders.
Instead of that, they're just all grouped. Doesn't a perimeter mean like spread out?
I'm sorry I tried to murder you in the worst way possible.
Why are they being made to look like good guys? Like they're the villains here, right?
God, I fucking hate it. Ugh. Just watching that creature run.
You're the one that let her go.
I love how he says, I can attempt to remove her memories, but this isn't like a complaint specifically about this show because a lot of shows do this. But like, you could hear the tracker not too far away in the scene where they're like talking to each other. And they make this scene so long. It seems like
Yeah.
they would have been found by now. And it's just kind of a convenience, I guess. But not many. And again, he's like, I will try to erase your memories. And all he does is this with his hands. I just feel like they could have made it a little bit more effort. But again, they couldn't because they put themselves in this time crunch. I just feel like the graphics look almost worse than they did in the prequels in some of these shots.
Oh yeah. Even the speeder in the other episode looked worse than Return of the Jedi.
He's sick. You know what?
I started. Again, she would have remembered that she started the fire.
Yeah.
Well, you got Soul dying, so you got that one.
15 years ago, 4 Jedi were stationed there. They discovered a force multiplication. A conflict ensued. There were many casualties. Afterwards, the Jedi conspired to keep their actions secret. Recently, when the truth threatened to come out, a rogue Jedi named Soul killed his accomplices to maintain.
So they're gonna. She's gonna tell a cover story to cover up the cover story.
Speaking on behalf of the High Council, we wholly condemn the actions.
I think in light of these events, Chancellor, external review of the Jedi must begin.
Found dead on Brandok, at the scene of his original crime. I believe he ended his own life.
That's something you really don't hear the Jedi doing much throughout the universe. That they off themselves.
That he saw like once without really meeting her.
Yeah.
This just seems so ass backwards.
Of course, she is the one who gave him the scars.
Yeah, because it looked like a lightsaber whip.
That's what
Scars.
they're suggesting. Yeah, give her that stare. Then do that sidestep. Oh yeah, there it is.
No. Ugh.
Yeah.
Why?
What tarnish my legacy you have?
Why does Disney ruin every original character?
So I guess my first thing is like we don't need a second season. I don't care. Like the fact that for the briefest of seconds you introduce Plagueis with really zero context whatsoever is just to me a sign of desperation that you wanted a second season and that you're going to leave these like huge Easter egg cliffhangers, obviously at the very end with Yoda. And I mean, it feels like to me that they try to wrap everything up in a neat little bow, but like there's still like completely like unanswered things. Like for instance, where did Coral go? Like they basically just like erased her from the face of the plot, you know?
I bet she went to Dathomir, and it's probably going to be some connection to Maul.
I mean, okay, positive things throughout the show, the choreography and the lightsaber fights and kind of like the the Jedi
Kung fu aspect to it.
that's really cool, right? Like they really nailed a lot of those aspects, right? But just the plots just don't add up. They don't make sense. They're contrived. They are conveniently wrapped up in nice little bows. And you throw in some like literally 1 or 2 second cameos of characters that everyone knows and loves. I don't know. That feels really cheap to me. Like everyone's like really excited. Like I see on social media, oh God, that was Darth Plagueis. It was Darth Plagueis. But I mean, what's he doing there? He's like one of the most powerful Sith Lords that's ever existed. Like, why is he skulking around that island?
Yeah, I mean, because was that Brendock that they were on?
Yeah.
I mean, my guess is he's. I mean, he obviously has a obsession with trying to determine how to, everlasting life or create life essentially. So obviously he caught wind of these witches being able to have this power. So he is coming to observe to, learn it. But I mean, one thing
Here's a question. Why does he have to like creepily like Dalamy come out of the cave like that?
like Pennywise out of the.
He could have just came out of the cave like a normal, creature. Like just like walk out of the cave and you get like a full view of him. But again, because it's so contrived, they do this little, creepy. Oh, is it really Plagueis? So I don't know, man. I don't need a second season, and I love Plagueis. That's one of my favorite Star Wars books. I don't care, man. Like they can do it in a different way.
Well, the thing I'm just most bothered by is just the impact to the lore. And I mean, even in this episode, they're like, only a few have been able to, master that power. No one I can think of has ever been able to do that. And the most powerful Sith or, Mother Talzine or they were never able to achieve it. And you're telling me that this witch coven figured it out. And the other, I don't know if it was through an interview, but apparently an interview with one of the creators, apparently it's the planet that gives these witches that power. So if they're off that planet, they don't have the force power or thread power that they're able to achieve here. So it's not even powerful beings that are able to create this, which Plagueis couldn't do, Palpatine couldn't do. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Yet there are multiple people that have done this. No.
Well, so there's another line that Coral says, I think it was the second episode, the worst episode. No, that was the third. Sorry, it was the third episode.
Second day because we got first two at the same time.
Yeah. So third episode though, Coral says to the mother, what would the Jedi do if they found out how you created these the twins?
Yeah.
Well, they never explained that. They never ever dive deep into that. Like really, like how that. Like, there's just so much. Like who wrote this, man? Like it's like the episodes are each like a bunch of run-off sentences that never like come together. That's my problem. See, this is the problem. Okay, so we're haters. It's just the writing is so bad, and this is universally talked about in every YouTube video I've watched. Even the people who really like the show are kind of like, yeah, the writing could be better, right? So, like, even the people who like the show understand that it has flaws. Like, again, you can like the show. We're not saying you can't. We're not calling you stupid for liking it.
No, not at all. I admire you for it.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone had that attitude through life of liking content and not, hey, this is what I like, and
But to that point, I think it's important. I mean, I wouldn't want to like something for the sake of liking it. I feel like that takes meaning and passion away, you know? I feel like it's important to be critical when it's, what's the term? I know it's what, 12, 13 in the morning, where it's warranted. Cause like, I want Star Wars to be successful. I want it to live on, as like a good product, a good, especially featured film. And if we don't critique where we feel it's necessary and speak our minds, then that you're not going to get the same quality of content or material that we did like from the original trilogy. So it's important to be critical. It doesn't make you a hater.
well, I get this thing too. Like the show did a lot of things really well. The choreography is fantastic.
I will say I did like this episode better than many of the other episodes.
I agree. This was one of the stronger episodes, but it just doesn't make up for the sum of the parts, right? They don't make up a whole.
Yep.
Unless they like revamp the writing room for a season 2. I don't want to see a season 2 because it's just going to be more of the same.
I would think you'd have to bring in a new creator.
What's that?
I would think you would need to bring in a new creator. They wouldn't. They would probably still use headline.
Right? They're not going to, and it'll be worse because then now it like it's like it vindicates, Leslie and the writers.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand many of the motives behind. Like, what's the motive? What's that?
The characters don't understand their own motives.
Yeah. What is the motive of hiding the truth here? I know they said, oh, we don't want our enemies, or what is it, our political enemies to, use it against us. Okay. So now Yoda's, my interpretation is she's going to tell Yoda, right? Is that your interpretation? She's going to tell, do you think she's going to tell him the fake story or the real story?
I mean, honestly, if she was trying to pull a fast one on Yoda, that would be something.
I would think Yoda would see right through it.
Just like he sees right through her makeup.
No one can see right through her makeup. It's too caked on. Yoda's like one of the most powerful Jedi. He's going to know the truth. So if he knows the truth,
Really one of
now,
the most Jedi of all time.
Yeah. And now he knows that there were Sith at this time. Come on. It makes the prequels not make sense, right? Especially the Phantom Menace. Oh, there's a Sith? Wouldn't you been searching for this guy in the next, 100 years? 80 something years? Oh, we're just going to let him go. Don't mention it. Unless this is like Jedi CIA undercover, investigation.
Secret agent, man. Secret agent.
And I still don't understand Osha's motive to be with Kymer.
Yes, turns on a dime.
Unless, like, because they're a dyad, like, do their thoughts and everything get, mixed up?
Like, so there are, okay, there are some really cool concepts that they introduce, I think, into the show and into the lore, but they do such a terrible job of explaining it to the audience. And a lot of that has to do with just the absolute shortness of the episodes, right? Like I'm looking at episode 6, 39 minutes, it says, but really it was 30 minutes because there's intro and then end credits. So you have a 30-minute episode to explain all this. It doesn't work. Like, if you look at the Game of Thrones episode and all of the shit that happens and the things that they can explain in that hour time slot and how much they can move the plot forward in that time slot, it's incredible.
Yeah. And even the hour runtime seemed like it wasn't enough because everyone was still confused in Game of Thrones until they started like fleshing everything out in the later seasons. But yeah, I completely agree. The short runtime only hinders the potential of the show.
Yeah, so that's all I got for now. We can talk about it more tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna noodle on this. I'll probably watch it tomorrow again just to, further investigate. But
yeah, that was the second time I watched it. That's probably all I need.
like I said, I did enjoy it a little better than the other episodes. But still so many things don't make sense. Saber, like, agree with you. The choreography and the saber dueling, that was all cool to Kung Fu.
I do want to go back. I don't, but like in episode 7, I swear that facility blows up. Like,
it doesn't crumble, it doesn't like destroy, but yeah, there's explosions that you see from the inside coming out.
So it feels like the facility would be a lot more damaged than when they go into it. And again, this is just nitpicking, but like those platforms fell down. Like he was trying to hold them up. That's like something that was made fun of a lot. He was trying to hold them up and he couldn't. And then they fell. And then OSHA fell with the platform. So it didn't just like bend down like that. Like it fell down.
And if it did fall down like that, the girls could have been able to not fall,
Yeah. So I mean, it's just again the set design, like just the congruency of the whole thing doesn't really match. So anyway, we'll talk about more tomorrow. I just, to me, the Acolyte of the show was very meh, with a lot of holy shit, what the fuck did I just see sprinkled in a bad.
And I'm not gonna have it. My head canon is that this isn't canon. I just,
hey man, that's your truth, man.
I know, but I guess it depends on how you define canon too, right? Because you would think only George Lucas could have that say, but obviously Disney owns it now, so they can. So I understand this is right now canon. That's how it's supposed to be viewed. What?
You sold that right off.
Yep. Oh well, we will gather again tomorrow. Maybe convince Zach to get on so we can get his thoughts.
It'll be nice, man. He keeps on saying like, "Oh, I'm an episode behind." I'm like, dude, it's a 30-minute episode, man.
Well, fingers crossed that he'll be able to join us tomorrow. Get another opinion on the show. I know his is very similar to ours, but I think he's also very knowledgeable of Star Wars lore and everything. So I want to get his take on this. But till then, I'll just read through our socials really quickly. So you can find us on Twitter at DetBlock AA23pod, on Instagram at Detention_block_AA_23, and then our YouTube channel and Facebook group Detention Block AA23, a Star Wars podcast. You can find us on TikTok at DetBlock AA23. Bring us your subscriptions, follows, likes, downloads, all of it, reviews, ratings. Any little thing you can do is greatly appreciated. Helps get our name out there amongst all the other channels that talk Star Wars. So with that, what?
The very end scene with Yoda sitting there, and he goes, "In the toilet, I am Vanessa. Disturbing me, you are." I do like that because it kind of looks like he is on the can.
I can't believe they gave them the green light to use Yoda in this. That's totally just to appease people. Yoda, don't ruin Yoda. You already kind of did a little bit, but all right. Well, with that, have a great rest of your day. Well, your day's either just ending or just starting. Look forward to talking to everyone tomorrow. And as always, may the force be with you.
Bye.